This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. We all have relationships, both personal and professional. Many are essential to our well-being. We must keep them strong. For example, you want to keep on good terms with your fairy godperson. When it's time for the ball, you want them to provide a magic carriage and glass slippers, not a push scooter and a pair of power walking shoes. These relationships are important enough that we're willing to work on them. And of course, we assume that everything's going well unless we're actively involved in a fight. But even if nothing seems to be going wrong, problems with relationships can still fester under the surface. It's just like a neighborhood swimming hole. A still, calm surface could simply be hiding man-eating octopods who are hungry. Very, very hungry. If you wait for them to come to light, well, let's just say that tentacle burns are not an attractive fashion statement. Don't wait for problems to emerge on their own. Uncover them regularly with relationship check-ins. Ask your boss. Ask your boss for feedback about how you can be a better employee. This isn't just you wanting to be a better mindless, faceless cog. This is enlightened self-interest. The more you strengthen your relationship with your boss, the greater the chances that your boss will help you get ahead. And if not, you can use the strong relationship to invite your boss over for a friendly swim at the neighborhood swimming hole. Europa's cybernetic son Thomas has been crushing project deadlines lately and is feeling pretty darn good about advancement prospects. But Thomas takes nothing for granted. And at the next one-on-one with his boss Bernice, it is a simple matter to slip in an innocuous question. I was wondering, am I being a good employee? Bernice thinks Thomas is doing great. But, now that the question's on the table, it really would be nice if Thomas could do a little bit more independent research to solve any problems that come up before escalating them up to management. Bingo. By checking in, Thomas has turned a hidden weakness into just another project to tackle. Now it's possible to solve a project before it becomes a problem, and that puts his relationship with Bernice in a pretty good spot. Your boss is not the only one you have a working relationship with, however. There are other people whose relationships might benefit from a check-in. Ask your teammates. Your teammates are often your buds, and you don't want your relationship to get thorny. Get it, buds and thorny? Sometimes I'm so clever, I just astonish myself. Your teammates are the difference between you getting it all done or not. And they can tell you how to be a better teammate, and if you're lucky, maybe even create a space for you to tell them how they're doing. Thomas's strategy for taking less to Bernice has been to run ideas by Melvin instead. Melvin, however, is working 12 hours a day preparing a zombie apocalypse disaster preparedness plan, and he wants to get it done, well, before the zombie apocalypse. As it happens, Thomas's dropping by to ask questions is driving Melvin up the wall, but of course, Melvin is too polite to say anything. But all it takes is Thomas asking one simple question to solve the problem. Mel, am I being a good teammate? Melvin's response is telling. You are, but when you drop by so often, it's become kind of an interruption. And don't call me Mel, my name is Melvin. Armed with that knowledge, Thomas proposes a switch to email, and voila, the problem has been smoothed away. The relationship is once again as soothing as the neighborhood watering hole, only with all the confidence that there is nothing beneath the surface except more soothing calmness. The best teammates, of course, are those who are closest to the heart. That would be your schmoopy and your friends. They need check-ins too. Ask your schmoopy. This may be the most important place to use relationship check-ins. You and schmoopy no doubt want the bestest, most loving, cuddling, awesome, whoopee relationship that you can have. And yes, that means honest communication. Don't wait for an Ashley Madison data breach to force the issue. Keep your relationship on an even keel now by asking each other how you're doing. After a long day at the plant store, green growing things, Bernice and Melvin head home for some quality snuggle time. Chowing down on some lo mein, an image that you really don't want to contemplate in too much detail, Bernice felt like their relationship couldn't have been better, so she figured now was a great time to check in. Melvin, dearest, am I being a good partner? Is there anything you wish that I could be doing differently? And indeed, there is. Melvin misses the days when they would cook together after work. He would open the box of instant potatoes, and Bernice would carefully measure and pour the water into the pot. This brief trip down memory lane brings tears to Bernice's eyes. Her lower lip begins to quiver in sorrowful nostalgia, another image that you really don't want to contemplate in too much detail, and she resolves to rekindle their romance by surprising Melvin with an entire pallet of instant mashed potatoes. I strongly suspect they'll be having another relationship check-in before too long. You're asking people for feedback, so make sure you're ready to hear it even if they give you hard answers. Bernice wasn't thrilled to hear that Melvin isn't 100% happy, but knowing that there's a lurking problem, she can start corrective action now when all it takes is a small investment in edible stem tubers. When doing your check-ins, be open and be prepared for any answer. But remember, you're asking now to catch problems while they're young. It's always easier to remove a young blood-sucking tentacle from your lower calf than waiting too long until things get ugly. So, check in with your relationships early, check in often, check in with your boss, check in with your teammates, check in with your loved ones, and you will keep your life as calm and placid as a summertime swimming hole. Did you know that Agatha Christie once mysteriously disappeared? Or that it's possible to survive the Titanic sinking by drinking whiskey? You can hear these surprising tales plus many more in our new podcast, Unknown History. It's hosted by best-selling author and historian Giles Milton, and you can listen on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify. This is Steve Robbins. Email questions to getitdone@quickanddirtytips.com. I run webinars and programs to help people have extraordinary careers and accelerate their progress. If you want to know more, visit steverobbins.com. That's STEVERROBBINS.com. Work less, do more, and have a great life.